Good morning, good morning. It's another great day. The sun's shining here. It stopped raining. Did you get up this morning? You did? And you said, I know who I am. I know my name. Know what day it is. You know all that? Of course you do. Because you're so smart and so special. You are. Look at you. Good morning, everybody. I know you get tired of me being so happy in the morning. Now, I don't get up happy. I get up going, oh, yeah, I don't want to get up. And then I go, oh, I'm happy. Especially when you wake up and you're in your own place, in your own bed, and your own covers, and your own pillow. Yes, and you just wiggle down in your pillow and cover up and say, "Oh, this is mine. This is mine." You know, you can travel, you could go places, but nothing like coming home. Just nothing like coming home. It's just finding your home. Have you ever had problems where you said, "I've got to find a place to live. I've got to find my home, even if it's a cardboard box." I've got every, I think every person, now this is my opinion, every person needs a place of their own. Or in their family, of course they'd want their family around you. But still, it's being home, your own place. I mean, it can be in in the in one of those sheds in the backyard. When I was living up in the hills, this young couple came to the library where I was librarian, and they'd come in every time I was open. They would come in and they would go to the bathroom and they would walk around, get on the computers and read books and everything. And they just became so familiar, and they're very nice people. And they had two little tiny Yorkies. No, yeah, Yorkies, I think. Yeah, which were just adorable. Maybe they had three. I can't remember. Anyway, that's not important. But it is too, because that was their family. It's the three, the five of them or four of them. And pretty soon after getting to know them, I realized that they had moved from up north somewhere. And she had bought land online there at the acres. So they decided they'd build them a house in this non-restricted area, which is an area where they don't have any power, electricity, or anything out there. You're off the grid. And that's what their plan is. And they, believe it or not, they built a shed out of an old shed from somebody's backyard. One of those 8x8s. Kind of shed I'm talking about with the two sliding doors in the front. You get them at Home Depot or wherever. Well, they moved in. I think I met them. I didn't know about where they were living until February, and they were living in that little shed out there on the property that she had bought. And they had put in a stove to heat them. Of course, there's no insulation inside of one of those storage sheds. If you've ever seen one, they're portable almost. You just screw them all together and they leak and all that. Well, they lived in that cold weather, and it was cold that winter too. And they were coming into the library to be warm, of course, and go to the bathroom in their little car, and they were living life they wanted to live. And it was quite amazing, you know. So I went to their house because well, you know me, I'm curious. And they invited me to their home. And it was so cozy, you know. And you go in there, and they had all kinds of Visqueen, all kinds of stuff on the floor, you know, and then they had. I just couldn't tell you everything they had in there, but it was cozy, and they had this little heater in there. And he had made a little exhaust, a little pipe, and it was going outside like that. It reminded me of being a nomad. You remember if you ever read about the nomads that live out in the northern tundra and they move around all the time in these tents? It was really, really, I was thinking, this is their home. This is their home. So there you go. Wherever your home is. And it was delightful. It really was. Now, I know you're saying, oh, I wouldn't have got it. Well, I did. And you know what? Then they started collecting boards and stuff where people were throwing out to the roads, you know, and they'd put them in the back of their truck, and off they'd go, the three little Yorkies, and the guy and him and his wife. And they built their place, you know, and they had windows and a bedroom and a living room, and they were able to get a couch off the side of the road. It was just, and they built their little home. They did, out there in the woods, off grid. No water, no sewage, nothing like that. But they survived. They did. And I was, you know, fascinated by it. So she was going to school at the college there, and she had to write a paper, and she wanted to write about how it is. Well, she had to do a speech about living off grid. And she asked if I would listen to her and if I could give her any points or anything to. And really, I think I wanted to encourage her. I really wanted to encourage her. And she gave that speech, and it was absolutely awesome because it informed you on all the things they have to go through, what they have to think about every day. You know, gas for the car, food, everything. Wood for the fire. You know, and they were building fences out of branches and sticks and things for their little Yorkies, you know, because they're out in the woods. There's all kinds of animals out there. You've got to protect your little babies, you know. It was just, it was an experience I'll never forget. And then I had this young lady, well, she was old as me, yeah. And she was working part-time there for the library with me. And her husband had done the same thing 25 years before. Their property they had bought was on a spring that run through the valley. And that's where they lived and raised their kids. Of course, now their kids are all over the country, but they had done the same thing. And that's the kind of survival of people in having their own little place, their own little space to feel comfortable. You know, it's just the independence is just, I lived up there 10 years, and I'll tell you what, I loved it, and I don't think I ever made a mistake, even though the first winter I thought maybe I made a mistake. Because you're on your own. You know, I was on my own, and I was 62 years old. But I wouldn't trade that memory for... No. I want to keep that forever. But what I'm getting at is, wherever you are right now is your home. And right now, this is my home. And I might not be here tomorrow. I might be somewhere else. but I will make my little home no matter where you go. I moved, several times in the last several years, as many years really, and I've been able to make a home in each spot. You know, I've been able to have me a chair and crochet and corner, have a own place. Even if it's an apartment, high rise, condo, an RV. I love living in my RV. I really did. I love my little house in the hills too. It was a little old bitty thing, but it was mine. And I loved it. I loved it. And it doesn't matter where you live. I think what really is hard though is you have to live with someone. I mean, if it's family, you've always lived there and it's okay to be there. But sometimes you want your little privacy and you build your little room with all the things you love in your little room, your little sanction in the house. But one of the things when we get older and our health starts to fail, if someone takes you into their home for you to live, you've got to respect them. You've got to honor them for allowing you to come and live with them. I know you might be a mama or a papa or of the kids, but really it's their home and they're opening it to you. And sometimes, now I'm not going to say that everybody's like this, but sometimes you can't be yourself when you're in someone else's home. And you're older and you need to rely on them, and you have to rely on them. But yet you don't want to give them a burden of taking care of you as you get worse. So you are always thinking, where am I going to go next? But we really can't think that way. But I do. I know occasionally I do think that way. I'm truthful. But, it's just you've got to have a little place of your own. Yes. Because once you get in a nursing home, I mean, it's hard enough to live in a retirement community. It's really hard. Because either you've got the people that want to talk to you all the time, which is just like real life, isn't it? Or people that, have a little dementia and they're not quite right, and they're looking in your window or something. But you have to remember they're older. They're older. Oh, I'm getting away from this topic. Okay. Home, your place, wherever you live. Tell me about it. Tell me how lovely it is. People are getting in RVs and just traveling all the time. I don't even know how they, I don't know how it is, but it's experience I have never had the opportunity to do. But I would love to have taken my RV if I could have drove, if I had a car, if I could, if I knew how to take care of an RV on the road, I would have gone. Yeah, I'd have gone. I kept thinking somebody would come and say, "Come on, Barbara, we're going to live in a van or live in an RV for a year or something. We'll just go where we want to go, do what we want to do." But so every place to live is really quite an adventure, I think. But you have to have your own place, your own things, even if they're few things. During the war, during World War II, people just had to take what they had in their pockets if their houses demolished. It was just rough. So we have to appreciate the small things. I'm sorry, I'm such a downer today, and I didn't mean to be a down. You can see I'm starting on number 8. Making one a day. And so I don't know how many. I'm working on that next super Super Saver. Yeah, Super Saver is it? Super Saver yarn from Red Heart. And so we'll see how big this is. I've had lots of comments, like, oh, that'll be cool pillows on the couch or a hat or a sweater. Oh my gosh, it might be good. I don't know. We'll have to see. But let's go and real fast here. And before I start talking about something else that you're probably not interested in. So let's see what you guys have to say today. Because that's the main reason I have this YouTube. So you can talk to me and I can talk to you. Have my own little community on YouTube. And here's Angel Renee today. Hey, Mema. I had such a busy few days. I was listening to you, but didn't have a chance to comment. I really like the coaster. So cute and beautiful colorways. I hope you have a beautiful dreams and talk to you tomorrow. Oh, that's sweet, Angel. You're so sweet, girl. Yeah, we have to go on with our lives to survive, don't we, Angel? Yes. YouTube helps, so, doesn't it? Do you think so? Or is it? Yeah, of course. Oh, and here's who knows. Who knows, who knows, who knows. Howdy, Mema. We have had much needed rain since yesterday, which was Tuesday. Rained all through the night and most of today. My chicken's yard is in front of the coop is flooded. Oh my. Yeah, but when we need rain, we need rain. I can remember. What kind of chickens do you have? Rhode Island Reds, Baileys, White, Long. I can't remember all the names. I used to. You get quite a few eggs. Oh, I would love to have a couple of chickens, and I don't want to pin them up, But anyway, I'd love to have chickens because the price of eggs. Anyway, I could feed these chickens. But as long as you don't float away, who knows? You'll be okay. Thank you for commenting today. Thank you for commenting. And hey, Jill, from Robert H. Heights, said, you got your little box and your coasters in it. So happy that you like them. I do, Jill. The pattern is from Sarah Sack. I also made her pot holders that are the same pattern, only much larger. It is so much fun making these coasters for you, and even more fun watching you open the box and get so tickled over them. Just a little something for such a dear, sweet lady. Enjoy. Oh, Jill, you're so sweet. Oh, and did you see where Who Knows commented on Jill on your coasters? Who Knows said, great job on coasters. I love Sarah Sack patterns. You've got a fan club, Jill. It's Who Knows. In life fun. Yeah. Well, thank you for your hearts, your comments, and that you're out there, and for your patience with my rattling on. Today is the day that we're supposed to go look at the condo. I mean, not the condo, but the towers. My sister's taking me, and we're going to take a tour. And I'll let you know all about that tomorrow, what I think. But, yes, Miss Tanya, who's the director there, is going to take us on a tour. So we'll see. Remember, God has you in the palm of his hand. Pray for Mother Earth, the birds, the bees, the flowers, the trees, and for each other, because you are special. You are very, very special. Yes, every one of you. I see you in your pajamas. Well, take care of yourself, and I will talk to you tomorrow. willing, and let's see what we do. Oh boy, oh boy. Bye-bye.